For this presentation, our group consists of 6 students who are Nancy, Rachel, Samantha, Jimmy, and Chris. The topic we are going to present is the communication and conflict resolution. With the development of our society, the communication between human beings becomes inevitable. There's no doubt that a good communication is important in our daily routine. For example, we have constantly improved our communication methods and increased efficiency. On the other hand, the conflict may occur if human beings cannot overcome the communication barriers. Therefore, it is important to discover and analyze the communication and the conflict resolution. With the purpose of analyzing the core of this topic, it will review that how is the importance of improving an effective communication and the conflict resolution method. For a better understanding of the communication and the conflict resolution, we have presented a new field series which link with the case study we have chosen in this presentation.
Our resources, we were able to highlight some communication theories that are prevalent in organizations. Firstly, the encoding-decoding paradigm explores the most basic idea of communication, which is that of being a code which transfers information with only one clear meaning. Within this paradigm, there is an important factor called noise that disrupts the meaning of the message being sent by the sender by the time it reaches the receiver, which hugely undermines the effectiveness of this paradigm. Another shortcoming is that the human language does not simply consist of a set of signals casually mapped to a matching set of meanings. The intentionalist paradigm explores what the communicator intends, highlighting the need to make a distinction between the message literal and intended meaning. In many circumstances, the same message can be deciphered to mean different things, and by just encoding and decoding the meaning of the utterance, it may emphasize only on the literal meaning rather than their real intended meaning. The process by which a listener understands the intention is quite complex. However, a large part of this process is due to the existence of shared knowledge between the communicator and the receiver, also known as common ground. An advantage of this is that the real intention of the speaker can be understood beyond the encoding-decoding paradigm, which may only produce the literal meaning. But this realm of shared knowledge, if limited due to differences in culture, the addressee may not be able to derive the intended meaning of those messages, thus communication will suffer. Another factor that may underpin the viability of this theory may be due to the non-literal usage of language that is prevalent in everyday communication, such as misunderstanding an ironic statement literally. Unlike all the other paradigms, the dialogic paradigm emphasizes that communication is a joint process whereby participants have collaborated together to achieve communication goals. In this context, participants behave less like autonomous information processes and more in a collaborative and cooperative manner. One of the most important factors of success of this theory is listening, as participants are invested in understanding and being understood to ensure each have similar conceptions of the meaning of the message before proceeding on to the next one. Another advantage is that there is no hierarchical structure, so no one person dominates the conversation or chooses not to listen based on their status, and all members are encouraged to interact. However, if there is no common goals present between the participants, this theory may in turn not be successful due to the lack of motivation in being able to work collaboratively to achieve a set of common goals.
Communication plays a fundamental role in all working fields and can manifest in a variety of forms. Positive communication leads to effective group communications and improves all company improvement, worker productivity, and satisfactions. However, miscommunications may cause conflict of expectations, goals, values, and personality styles. Within the organization, it is imperative that employees and management be as proactive and resolute identifying and resolving these types of issues. The key to effective conflict management is the way in which the conflict is communicated between parties and the time frame in which this resolution occurs. In most companies, official grievance are used as the main outlet for communication of conflict in the workplace. When it comes to the implementation of this step, as seen in the 2012 case study conducted by ACAS, it may be at a time when the employee has already lost confidence in the company and the workplace relationships are irreversibly damaged. Using early mediation through communication methods help effectively manage conflict before having to launch an official complaint. By ensuring that managers are able to communicate with employees, conflicts can be potentially dealt with before reaching the stage of formal grievance. Being able to convey messages effectively whilst understanding information is crucial in conflict management, as the way in which employees and managers can communicate at a workplace level influences the amount of conflicts that can be resolved without having to involve higher authorities or official documentations. The ACAS case study states even a quick chat for a few minutes each day was a key to ensuring that complaints or conflicts were monitored and dealt with efficiently. Enhanced communication skills ensure that one can express their ideas efficiently, hence allowing mediation to be successful. By intervening early on through effective communications, skills, and mediations, managers are able to decrease the possibility of bad workplace relations, long-lasting negative effects, and official grievance. This method of two-way communications can be defined under the dialogic communication paradigm. In the following case study, we can see an example of the effectiveness of this theory in the workplace. Can you please tell me where you work and what kind of work do you do?
I work in sales at TMP Vodafone, which is a smaller branch of Vodafone.
Have you ever experienced conflict in your workplace?
We have 3 branches in New South Wales, which sometimes hinders our communication as we only really know what's happening in our specific stores. Every month we have to give general feedback about the management of our stores, our monthly targets, the employees, and our system. In this process, due to miscommunication or lack of communication, conflicts were found in the varying expectations, values, and goals of our company and standards of sales. Although we are located at different branches, for the smooth running and success of our company, it was important to ensure that we resolved conflicts and created one goal to aim for as a team. In order to resolve this conflict, our managers used the dialogic communication paradigm. We were spoken to about the importance of being able to both convey our thoughts and opinions whilst listening to others. By concentrating on communicating messages clearly and listening carefully to the opinions of others, we were able to work on a mutual goal for our company as a whole. As a team, we are more open to sharing our opinions and have learned to accept the many different opinions that may occur during meetings. Through this process, we have become less defensive in conveying ideas that could be different to the thoughts of others. Through this basic but crucial method of communication, we have become a closer team, and it has helped us to communicate between employees and customers. This has been particularly useful as communication is crucial in the sales industry. In addition to this, the use of the dialogic communication paradigm has helped improve our workplace relationships. All our employees are more aware of each other and are cautious of the way they communicate opinions to the rest of the team, helping to make for a comfortable and family-like workplace.
In conclusion, communication is a joint activity that characterizes most social interactions and the way we get our message across. Poor communication is the cause of feuds and fights, while good communication and the ability to manage conflict effectively is a critical ingredient to excellence in people skills. In today's rapidly changing world, conflict is everywhere, in our personal lives, in our workplace and communities, and between nations. The success of a business can be largely dependent upon effective communication within the organization. Managing communication and promoting healthy conflict resolution should be a goal of management. Dealing with conflict can take varying amounts of mental, emotional, and physical energy. It can be work, however, learning and implementing a few simple communication skills can increase positive interactions with others. The encoding, decoding, intentionalist, and dialogic views contribute important ideas to describing people's meaningful experience of linguistic communication. In the dialogic paradigm, communication is a process in which participants collaborate to produce shared meanings. Under this perspective, feedback is not simply a mechanism to generate more informative messages, but is an intrinsic part of the process by which the meanings of messages are established. Practically, success conflict resolution involves empathy, flexibility, and maturity as much as it does effective communication. On one hand, prioritizing and strengthening relationship enables you to work through the conflict in constructive ways. On the other hand, you can seek to understand the situation from the perspective of the other person.